everyone. Today we will discuss about types of encapsulation. Okay. In last class we have discussed about tunneling and encapsulation, right? So in encapsulation, the process of adding an outer header is nothing but encapsulation. Okay. So here there are few types of encapsulations. They are IP in IP encapsulation, minimal encapsulation, and generic routing encapsulation, GRE. These are the three types of encapsulation. Okay. So in three different ways you can perform this encapsulation process, and this encapsulation process is needed for the tunnel and tunnel between home agent and COA. So adding outer header is nothing but encapsulation, right? This encapsulation is of three types. You have to either use one of these encapsulation processes. Okay. So this is mandatory for mobile IP. Using of these any of the three types of encapsulation is mandatory. Okay. So here now we will discuss about the types of encapsulation. Okay. So before performing tunneling, encapsulation is performed, and in encapsulation we have three types, and these three types any one of the type have to be chosen and used in the encapsulation process. Okay. So the first one is IP in IP encapsulation. In IP encapsulation, it is required to be supported. Means it is very important that every encapsulation process has to obey or use this IP in IP encapsulation. Full IP header has to be added to the original IP packet here, and that new IP header contains home agent as a source address and care of address as a destination address. I am just giving a glance about the types of encapsulation. We will discuss more in detail about these encapsulations now. And the second one is minimal encapsulation. This minimum encapsulation is optional. Either you can use this or you can directly go with the IP in IP encapsulation. And this minimum encapsulation requires less overhead because it require here only IP header have to be changed and destination address has to be changed, and that is maintained as it is. Means again the encapsulation process will it will either perform or it may not be performed. So that is why it is optional to choose minimum encapsulation. And the third one is generic routing encapsulation. It is also optional. It allows packets of a different protocol suite to be encapsulated by another protocol suite. So from one protocol suite to another protocol suite means it is little bit difficult. It is little bit overhead. So that is the reason normally IP in IP encapsulation is chosen from all the encapsulation process. Okay. So type of tunneling or encapsulation is supported in the registration process. Okay. So out of these three, IP in IP encapsulation is the most important encapsulation. Now we will discuss one by one in brief. First one is IP in IP encapsulation. So the right part is nothing but the diagram of the packet format of the IP in IP encapsulation. Okay. So here in the left side you can see the details about the each and every field mentioned in the packet format. Okay. The fields of the outer header is like this. Okay. First one is version. VER is there in the packet format in the diagram. VER. VER is nothing but version. Version is always set to 4, which indicates the IP version 4. which tells it is an IP in IP encapsulation. Okay, that version 4 indicates that it is an IP in IP encapsulation process, or it also indicates the IP protocol version number. Okay, this here IP protocol version number is 4. Okay, and the next one is IHL. IHL is nothing but internet header length. Internet header length. It denotes the length of the outer header in 32-bit words. Outer header contains how much length, that is indicated by this IHL, internet header length, in 32-bit words. Okay, and the next one is DS or TOS. Okay, it is just copied from the inner header. Okay, so we will be having one outer header and inner header, right? So that inner header is copied by this DS or TOS. Okay, just that same thing is copied here. And the next one is length. This length field covers the complete encapsulated packet. IHL means only outer header. Okay, in only outer header the length is stored in IHL, whereas here in the length field total encapsulated packet length is stored. Okay, and the next one is IP identification. IP identification means which type of IP, the IP address. Okay, and flags also, it denotes about the fragmentation offset, which is used for fragments. Okay, just for fragmentation process it is used. Fragment offset is also used for fragments. Okay, the next one is TTL. TTL means time to live. Time to live. Time to live means how much time a tunneling process will go on. Okay, so that packet, without any packet loss, packet should reach from source to the destination. So that is the reason time to live number have to be means in seconds. That number have to be mentioned very correctly. If packet is needs some 3 seconds of time to reach the destination, but if you mention TTL as 2 seconds, then packet loss will be occurred. So that is the reason time to live period in seconds you have to mention correctly, so that packet should reach the tunnel end point without any problem. So always TTL must be high enough so that packet reach the tunnel end point safely. Okay, and the next field here is denoted with IP in IP, which is the type of the protocol used in the IP payload. Nothing but IP in IP encapsulation. Okay, this field, this IP in IP field is also set to 4 as it is using the IP version 4, and the protocol type of IPv4 is again IPv4 packet. So that is the reason here the field is set to 4. Okay, and IPv4 packet always follows after this outer header. Okay, and the next one is IP checksum. This IP checksum is calculated as usually. IP checksum is nothing but authentication. Well, it is done in whether packet has reached or not in time, everything. The checksum process will be performed in IP checksum. Just it will identify the integrity of the packet. Okay, and the next one is IP address of the HA, and means the tunnel entry point, the source address. Tunnel entry point means source address. The source address means encapsulated packet source address, not the original packet source address. And the next one is care of address. Care of address means destination address. Destination address means encapsulated destination address, not the original destination address. Exit point of the tunnel means these two denotes IP address of the home agent and care of address of the COA. These are nothing but tunnel entry point address and tunnel exit point address. Okay, and the next one, again the same things will be followed, that is version, IHL, DS, length, IP identification, flags, fragment offset, TTL, layer 4 protocol, IP checksum, IP address of the correspondent node, which is the original source address of the packet, and IP address of the MN, which is the original destination address of the packet. Okay, this is about IP in IP encapsulation. Okay, so here TTL is important here. Okay, no matter how many real hops of the packet has takes in the tunnel, but it is only just one logical hop for the MN. Hop means just moving, like packet has now stepped, first stepped on the home agent, and now from home agent to the care of address, means these are nothing but hops. So no matter how many hops it has, it is going through, but finally to the MN it should be only one logical hop, means transparency, everything should be invisible for the MN. This is about IP in IP encapsulation. Okay, and the second routing encapsulation. You can call it as minimum encapsulation also. Either minimal routing encapsulation or minimum encapsulation. Okay. As we have seen in IP and IP encapsulation, there several fields are redundant. Redundant here. The same version IHL, DST, OS, those all fields are again mentioned at the lower side of the packet. Okay, means they here fields are redundant. No field is redundant. Okay, so fragmentation option or DSTOS, all these are not required in minimum encapsulation. Okay, so these here those are optional. Okay, the tunnel entry point and end point are specified here, and the field for the type of the header which contains value. Here value is seen and value is indicated with the some number. Type value is nothing but a type, and you here for type you can mention it as 55, which indicates the minimum encapsulation protocol. Okay, and the inner header is different for minimum encapsulation. Inner header, okay, is different here, and the type of the protocol and the address of the mobile node are needed here, means after encapsulating the packet, IP address of HA and care of address is needed here. Okay, and here remaining all are same as IP in IP encapsulation here. The only which is different that I am explaining. Okay, and here layer 4 protocol is used here because all these encapsulation processes will be done at the layer 4 protocol. And S, here the new one is setting of S bit, and if the S bit is set, it indicates that original sender address of the correspondent node is included. Okay, original sender address of the correspondent node is included here, and removing the source is quite often not an option. Okay, removing the source, and here it is reserved one, and no field for fragmentation offset is left in the inner header, and minimal encapsulation does not work with already fragmented packets, so that is why here that is not mentioned here. It is a reserved one. And finally the original IP addresses of source and destination address is mentioned here. Okay, this is about minimal encapsulation. The only thing is here the fields are not redundant, and it uses type value of 55, which indicates the minimum encapsulation protocol, and here S bit is set, which indicates the original sender address of the correspondent node, and it is the reserved one. So this is about minimum encapsulation. Okay, so as nothing is great here, it is an optional one. Now to for your and diagram, this is the one more diagram, and this minimum encapsulation process is only applicable for unfragmented packets. So no space left for fragment identification here. And the last encapsulation process is generic routing encapsulation, GRE. So generic routing encapsulation, as I already told you, it works from one suite protocol to another suite protocol. Minimum and IP in IP encapsulation works for IP, whereas generic routing, it will also support all other network layer protocols. Okay. And generic routing encapsulation allows the encapsulation of packets of one protocol suite into the another protocol suite. The packet of one protocol suite with the original packet header and the data is taken, and a new GRE header is prepared here. That is little bit risky one and difficult one, and it creates ambiguity. Together this forms the new data part of the new packet. So totally packet will be changed after encapsulating. After applying this generic routing encapsulation, totally the new packet will be changed. There will be one outer header. First original header will be there. You can see in the diagram here, the first diagram. First original header and original data will be there. To that original header and original data, normally we will be adding the outer header, right? Whereas in generic routing encapsulation, apart from this outer header, there will be one more header called GRE header. Okay, so this GRE header is completely different, means it is adding one more protocol suite with the original packet header, and also data is taken and a new as a new packet here. So this outer header becomes the new header, the additional header, and this GRE header is in the is attached to the original data. So that is why here data packet is completely changed. Okay, and this GRE will be starting with the several flags here. Here also fields are redundant here in generic routing encapsulation. So here left side of the fields of the packet inside the tunnel between home agent and COA using GRE as an encapsulation scheme, and the outer header is the standard IP header with home agent as a source address and COA as destination address. But the protocol type used in this outer IP header is 47. This is the version of the generic routing encapsulation. In minimal routing it is 55. In IP it is 4. For generic routing encapsulation it is 47. So there are other fields of the outer packet such as TTL and TOS, and this TTL means I already told you time to live, and TOS is just copied from the original IP header, and however this TTL must be decremented by 1 when the packet is decapsulated. Soon after decapsulating the packet, the value of the TTL is decremented by 1. Why it is decrementing means after encapsulating, it is in the process, means TTL is in the live format. After decapsulating, so it is decremented by 1, means the process of tunneling is completed. And GRE header always starts with several flags indicating whether certain fields are present or not, to mention that. And a minimum GRE header uses only 4 byte. and GRS is flexible enough to include several mechanisms in its header. So here there are few bits which contains C, R, K, S, like that. C bit indicates if the checksum field is present and contains valid information or not. Checksum field is there, right? Checksum field will perform some error detection, or it shows the integrity of the data. So whether that field is present and that field contains information or not, that is mentioned by the C bit. If C is set, means the checksum field contains a valid IP checksum of the GRE header and the payload. And the next bit is R. And R bit indicates if the offset and routing fields are present and contain valid information or not. If it is contains valid information or not, that is about the offset and routing fields, that is indicated by the R bit. And the next one is offset. It represents the offset in bytes for the first source routing entry. Bytes, source routing entry, this is the tunnel entry point. So it represents the tunnel entry points in bytes with the offset. Okay. So to the routing field, if it is present and it has a variable length which contains the fields of source routing, then this offset will represent that offset in bytes. And the next one is K. If GRE offers a key field which may be used for authentication, then K bit is set. Okay, if it is offering any authentication process. And S indicates the sequence number, just sequence number of the fields. And if S bit is set, means strict source routing is used, small s. Sequence numbers may be used by decapsulator to restore the packet order, just packet order. For packet order, this is mentioned. And if a small s bit is set, means strict source routing is used for routing process, routing the packets from source to the destination. Okay. And what key, sequence number, routing, that's it. So this is about generic routing protocol. The reserved fields always must be 0 and ignored on the reception. Okay. This is about generic routing encapsulation. These are the 3 types of encapsulations performed in tunneling and encapsulation. Thank you.